Why? Okay, I guess. So I'm going to go over the basics of Magic. We're going to go straight into a custom game because to go into like campaign and stuff is kind of dumb. So I'll go into a 1v1. I'll explain how to play it. I'll explain like basically everything about Magic. So everybody that doesn't know how to play Magic can learn how to play Magic. Woohoo! Genius. Okay, so this is me. I'm going to pick my deck. Oh, what? How did I not get this one? Did I not just unlock it? Whatever, it doesn't really matter. I think that's the only one I have. Yeah, that's the only one I don't have unlocked. But it doesn't really matter. It's a good deck, but I wouldn't play it anyways. So I'm gonna go with my favorite deck so far. Well, my favorite deck, period. And that is this one. It's a zombie deck. And then I'll put their deck as the. We'll go something that makes sense. That has a different playstyle, I guess. Yeah, or a deck. So essentially, the point of my deck is to get a lot of friggin' zombies and to kill everything because I have a lot of zombies. I don't want that hand. This is my hand I want. And then basically every time you draw a new hand after that, you get 6, 5, 4, 3, and it goes down, down, down. So this is your land. That's the most basic thing. Is you want like between 2 and 4 land in your hand to start off the game, depending on your deck as well. Like I could get away with this deck because it's a fast deck, not a lot of high casting cost things, starting with only 2. So I play 1, and now I can play either of these 2 cards because they only cost 1. Let's say I wanted to play this guy, I would have to pay 1 swamp and 1 of something else. So you could have more than 1 color in your deck. These 2 decks are both monocolor, 1 color. That guy's white, this is black. So I'm going to play this guy. That's a creature. It says creature. He's a 2/1. That's power and toughness. Essentially, if you get dealt 1 damage on this guy, he dies. If you get, but he does 2 damage. Then he has his little thing where he can't block, but if I have another zombie, I can play him from my graveyard by paying this. But I need another zombie out as well. So, like to get him out next turn is pretty important for that reason, because now when this guy comes out, and this guy, whenever this guy dies, I can just bring him back onto the field, which is, it sounds cheap and all, but it's not really because he's not OP or anything. He can't even block. He's, just some creature. So anyways, I play that. That's one of my swamps, which is land or mana. So I can play this guy. He's Butcher Ghoul. He's a 1/1. You have to pay 2, which is like, he costs more than this guy, but this guy can't block, essentially. And this guy's stronger though, but then this guy has Undying, which basically means when he dies, he comes back to life for free with a +1/+1 counter on him. So instead of a 1/1, he will come back to life 2/2. But then when he dies again, since he already has a counter on him, he dies for good. So now, this guy has Summoner Sickness because I played him this turn. I can't attack with him this turn. This guy has been out for a full turn, so I can attack with him now. So I'm going to attack with him. That'll deal 2 damage to his whole life total. He has no one to block or anything, so he loses 2 of his 20 life. He's down to 18. The essential goal of the game is to get them from 20 to 0, or from 30 to 0 if it's 2-headed giant, which is 2v2. You start with 30 then. So he just paid 2. Essentially, the reason this one doesn't say like a 1, and then that, their land, their land is the white one, which is a plains, or yeah, I guess. So the reason why it doesn't have a 1 just like this guy does is because this guy essentially can be in other decks that would make it kind of easier for him to play. Like if this is a black-red deck instead of just a black deck, then I wouldn't have to draw 2 swamps to play this guy. But this guy, let's say he was in a white-blue deck. Well, if he used to play a white land and then a blue land, he still can't play this guy. So it kind of makes it harder for him to be in dual-colored decks, essentially. That's what that is. That it's worse to have this because this guy has more options for more decks. But obviously this is just a monocolored deck, so it actually doesn't affect it because you will only have white land anyways. So I have 3 land now. This costs 4. This costs like 6, yeah. But I can still play this now. You can play as much as you want per turn, as long as you have the mana for it, and like these don't go away ever unless they like kill them, but normally that doesn't happen. But if I was to use this, so I'm going to play it. Now I still have 2 more I can use this turn, but nothing costs 2 or less, so I can't. Now it's my attacking phase. I essentially want to attack with this guy, but first I'll go over this. I just played this guy. Whenever a creature dies, you might put a quest counter on it. This isn't a creature, this is an enchantment. So basically, if this guy dies, this gets a counter on it. When it gets up to 3 counters, you can remove the 3 counters and get rid of this card, which doesn't do anything other than get counters. And then a 5/5 zombie giant creature token comes onto the battlefield. So essentially, for pretty much for free, like when my creatures die, eventually, for only paying 1, eventually though, I will get a 5/5 for free, which is really good, because I'm not going to use this land this turn anyway, so it is good. I want to attack with this guy because, let's say he dies, I already have another zombie on the field, so I can bring him back. Plus, this guy's more valuable, because he's 2 for 2/2, but he has lifelink as well, which basically means whenever he does damage, he gains life for his, I guess, player? I guess we're players. What are we? We are planeswalkers. I guess we're considered planeswalkers. But, so, now, basically, I don't want him dealing 2 damage to me, and this guy is not worth anything, because he's only a 1/1. So let's say we block. He dies, undying. Oh, well first, we get the quest counter, because one of our creatures died. Or whenever any creature dies, it's not just mine, it's his as well. And then, since he had undying, he comes back as a 2/2. Now when he dies, he'll die for good. This guy got dropped down to 1. After the turn, it will go back to its original number. So basically, if I don't kill him in this turn, like I could have something that dealt 1 damage and use it really quickly right now, and then he would die for good. But since it didn't, now he's tapped, which basically means he can't block this turn because he attacked. So he's kind of sitting there, and he can't do anything. My guy blocked, but he died, and then he came back. If I was to block, basically, when it goes to my turn, all my guys that were tapped, untap. So when it goes back to his turn again, before he draws a card, everything here gets untapped. So that's tapped, basically meaning you can't block or attack. And this is not tapped, so he played this. It cost 3 total. He's been playing. You can only play 1 land per turn, that's why I still have like land in my hand and stuff. But it also has an ability that you tap this thing, which means you can't block or attack this turn with it, and you pay 1, and then you get to put an aura card from your graveyard onto the battlefield under your control attached to a creature you control. So if there's an aura in here, he only has to pay, like, because he's been using it and it went to the graveyard because the creature it was attached to died, which is like, this is an enchantment, but there are auras, they basically go on things and pump them up. So if he only plays 1, he gets an aura back for only, well, not for free, but only for 1 and tapping this guy, but he's not meant to attack or block. He doesn't want to die. He just wants to keep bringing his auras back and attaching them to his other creatures, so it's really good. I have 4 land now. This card deals, it's an instant, basically means I can do it, like I can stop the timer and do it whenever I want, as long as I have the land for it. Deals X damage to target creature. You gain X life, where X is the number of swamps you control. So I control 4 swamps. If I was to do this and use it and then kill, like, let's say this guy, it would deal 4 damage. That's more than he has for toughness, so he would die. And then I would gain life equal to the number I did, which wasn't 2, it would be 4, because he would go down to -2 from 2 minus 4. So let's say I would wait to play it next turn, I would actually get 5, because I would have this land next turn is going on the field. But that's not really important to me, because I pretty much just want to get rid of this creature, so he can't start making, or no, I'm going to get rid of this creature because it has lifelink, and I don't want him gaining too much life. So I'm going to do that. I get to pick between the 2. And as it says, target creature, oh wait, damage to target creature, where X is in the, wait. That's weird. It should be, I should be able to target my own guys. And you gain, It's weird that it doesn't actually allow me to. I mean, I wouldn't want to, but there are situations in which you want your guy to die or something. Strange. Anyways, so this guy died. That's good. I got another counter on this. So, one more thing dying, which I'm going to keep wanting to try and get this guy to die, and then essentially I get a 5/5 for free. So I don't care if this guy dies, because as long as I have another zombie on the field, I can bring him back just by paying this. So let's say next turn, I was to play this, I don't have anything to play or anything, but he already died, I can just bring him back, because I'll have the land to pay for it. And if he died, I would get this. So that was essentially, if he did block, that would be the wrong move, and I would get a 5/5, and I would just bring him back next turn. I would lose nothing. Oh, and let's say, but in the situation we're in right now, I just got 2 free damage off because he couldn't afford to block, or I would get a 5/5. So he just played this, which is a 3/3. He paid 4 to play. Whenever an enchanted creature or enchantment enters the battlefield under your control, put a 2/2 white cat creature token onto the battlefield. If that enchantment is an aura, you may attach it to the token. So basically, let's say he plays an aura, then he gets a free token, a 2/2 creature, and then the aura can go to anyone here. Also, even the creature that he just got from the token. So that's really good. So I just got this guy. I'm still playing my land because you should always play your land when you can. He can't block, which is just like this guy. Their goals aren't to block. Their goal is to keep attacking. If they die, it's okay. He has haste, which basically means, like I'm going to play him right now. Alright? Stop the timer. But as you can see, he has this swirly thing, that's Summoner Sickness. He can't attack this turn. As long as they have 10 or less life, which they do not, he has haste, which basically means he will not have this Summoner Sickness on the first turn he's played, like most creatures do. Like this guy still does, because when it goes back to, like he just played it on his turn. Now it's my turn, it can still block, it just can't attack. When it goes to his turn again, that will no longer have Summoner Sickness. My guy, I can't attack with this turn. It's going to go to his turn. It'll still have Summoner Sickness. It can't block just because of this. Summoner Sickness doesn't affect blocking, it only affects attacking. And then it'll go back to my turn, and he will no longer have it, and then I can start attacking. But if he had 10 or less life, he has haste, so he can attack the turn he comes out, which is really good. Landfall basically means whenever a land enters the battlefield under my control, if this guy's in my graveyard, he just comes onto the field for free. So I want to keep attacking with him as much as possible, and this guy, and whittling them down, and I'll just keep bringing this guy back, because I'll keep this zombie on the field. And then I'll pay 1 to get this guy back, and this guy will keep coming back as long as I keep playing land. And eventually, he'll get less than 10 life, and then this guy will keep coming back with haste from the grave, which is really good. So that's basically what this zombie deck is going to be trying to do. So basically, landfall means this ability that is read after the word landfall activates whenever you play land. That happens for a lot of different decks, mostly the green deck, but sometimes it's in this one too. So basically, I want to attack with him. He's going to just block it and kill it because he doesn't want to keep taking 2 damage, but I'm okay with that. That's free for me. Like, look, when this happens, this guy can't block anyway, so there's no point to saving him for blocking. No, he has to let it go through. See, now, if he was to block it, I would just bring this guy back, because I have enough land to do it. It only cost me 1 from the graveyard, plus I would get my 5/5 now. Or he can let it go through, but then I get 2 free damage off on him. So it's like, he was put in a position where he couldn't do anything about it, and he just had to take the 2 damage. Sometimes taking the 2 damage is better than me getting a bunch of shit, because then this guy would have just came back anyway, so he didn't actually gain anything. Plus I would have a 5/5, which would be the strongest thing on the field. I have, as you can see, 24 life now, because remember this gave me, I had 4 land on the field at the time when I played that, and it gave me 4 life when I killed his Ajani's Sunstriker. Ajani is essentially this guy here. He's a planeswalker, and so you'll see a lot of, like, even this guy is Ajani's Chosen. So you always see things about him being in it. Like this guy's Ajani's Chosen, that guy's Ajani's Sunstriker. This guy is probably no, he's not in Ajani's thing. Oops. They're mostly cats, though. So basically, he played this on his turn, making his guy indestructible. So if he keeps blocking with this guy, it still won't die. It doesn't matter. Nothing I can do can kill it. And since he played an aura, he gets a 2/2 cat creature token. He did not want to, because remember, he could put the aura on this guy if he wanted, but he did not want to do that because he wants to keep protecting this guy and keep getting cat creature tokens, which is good for him too, because if he didn't do it that turn, I would have just been able to kill him with this. It's 6 land, does damage equal to the number of swamps you control, which is 6 right now, to a target creature or player, so I could actually do it to him, but there's no point right now. You gain life equal to the damage dealt this way. So what I want to do is I'm going to do it to a creature. I'm going to get rid of this guy. There's no point in doing it to him because he's indestructible. There's no point in doing his cat because it's not as important as this because it has the ability it has. Whereas the cat is just a token, so it doesn't have any ability. So I'm going to kill it, and then I should a third creature will die this in the game so far, and then I can remove my 3 things and get my 5/5. So now he has Summoner Sickness because he's not a haste, but that's him, the zombie giant token. He's a 5/5. He's the strongest thing in this game right now, and I don't want to attack with anything. I could keep attacking with this guy and this guy, but as of right now, he'll just use his Indestructible to block it, and I don't have any land, like mana left, to actually play this guy right after he dies, and I don't have any land in my hand to play to get this guy back. So there's no point. I would gain nothing. He would kill it, his guy would go tapped, it would go to his turn, his guy would untap, I wouldn't get damage through it, I gain nothing. Unless I was to attack with both, and have his cat have to block one or do 2 damage, but I don't need to do that because as of now, he can't attack me either. If he attacks with his 3/3, I block with my 5/5. He can't kill me, but he has Indestructible, so I can't kill him either. He doesn't gain anything from that. Oh, until now. So he's gonna, so he just basically played an aura, he put it on my guy, he gets a cat creature token for free, and he gets to play another one of these Johnny Sunstrikers. So you can have 4 of any card in your deck at a time. Tokens obviously do not count because they're not in your deck, they're just made, they're created. So basically what he played on my guy is enchanted creature, so he enchanted this creature, can't block or attack. So now he's useless. He does nothing now. I just drew this though. Cost 3. I'm gonna play it. Other zombie creatures, even his, but he doesn't have any obviously. But if you were to play another zombie deck, like zombie deck versus zombie deck, it would buff their creatures too. Because it doesn't say other zombie creatures you control. And since it says other zombie creatures and not zombie creatures, this guy doesn't get the buff either. But they get +1/+1. So all my guys are going to get +1/+1 here, except this guy, because he's a vampire spirit. He's not actually a zombie. And then he also has the ability, tap him and pay 2, return target zombie creature from your graveyard to your hand, which is really good, but I don't have any creatures in my graveyard. I've only been, like, this doesn't actually count as a creature, it just makes a creature. And he has only 1 thing in his graveyard as well, or no, 2 creatures in his graveyard as well. So, now I'm going to attack with this guy. I don't gain anything for that, though. No, yeah, I'm not going to attack. I was going to say I'll attack with him and this guy, and then when he blocks both, I'll get, and if he doesn't block both, I get free damage, but if he does block both, I can just bring this guy back, but I don't for sure get the other guy back, so there's no point. Okay, so I might even lose this game now. I have 30 life, but he just buffed his guy to the heavens. He keeps getting tokens. He's indestructible, and he just gave him +3/+3. And whenever this enchanted creature deals combat damage to a player, so whenever he deals damage to me, double its controller's life. So he's going to double his life every turn, essentially, unless I don't know if blocking will actually affect it, because I think that counts as combat damage as well. I have to block it though. Yeah, okay. So when I can't block it, I'm fucked, because he'll just get tons of, he'll get 6 damage through for, like, essentially free. He'll just keep killing my creatures by attacking, because I can't stop him. And then eventually, he'll just start doubling his life. So it'll go to 28, then it'll go to, like, 56, and it'll get crazy. What I'm going to do is, I don't want to attack with this guy, because he just wants to buff all the other zombies. So I'm going to tap him to get this creature back. It goes in my hand, which, you know, sucks, but I can play it again, because I have enough land still. Now what I'm going to want to do is I'm going to attack with both him and him, because then, and not play my land yet. I'll wait to attack phase, because it goes your upkeep, which is when you, like, draw a card, untap all your creatures and stuff. And then it goes to your main phase, then your attack phase, then your main phase too. So I'm going to attack both of these guys. Yeah, he should block because he doesn't want to take damage, and those are just tokens. They don't do anything. But now what I can do is I can play my land, which gives me this guy back from the grave because I played the land, and I can cast this guy with one of the lands I had available left because I have zombies on the field. As long as I keep this zombie on the field, as long as I keep this zombie on the field, hell, even if I keep this zombie on the field, even though he's useless, it still helps. This sucks. I'm pretty much fucked. Because now he just gave him, like, protection from creatures, so I can't block him now. Like, I'm not able to block him because he has protection from creatures. I can't actually target him. So he's gaining... There, he just doubled his life. Simple as that. Plus, I think it had lifelink, so it might have... Oh, no, it doesn't have lifelink. Okay, good. I'm pretty sure I lost already at this point. I'm not drawing anything. I don't have any draw on me, so I'm probably going to lose, but that's okay. So I'm going to attack with all three, because this guy has Undying. He'll come back. This guy, I can play a land for, he'll come back, and I'm clearly not able to use any of this land. There, okay, well, he just took all the damage for free, I guess. I will play that. I could have saved it till next turn, but there's a card in here that costs 9, that it wouldn't really be super beneficial, but I would still like to have it, and I can't afford this guy to die, so I think I have to skip blocking, because these guys, 3 of my guys technically, but this guy doesn't really count because he doesn't do anything now, because he can't do anything. Yeah, I lose. That's it. I can't do anything about it. He just doubled his life again, too. Like, he's at 46 already. Like, I have no choice. There's no point to me doing anything. I just lose, because I haven't drawn anything to get rid of this. I just keep drawing land, which is useless. I'm not drawing anything to help me draw more cards. And I can't block this guy because he has protection from creatures, so I can't actually target him. And he's a 7/7, so in 2 turns, I lose. For sure, no matter what. Maybe even less. Well, definitely less now. He just won. He played this for 5, when totem, blah, blah, blah. Battlefield, search your aura card, reveal, put in your hand, shuffle your library, so he's just going to find another aura. I mean, ideally, one he played this turn because the game's over, which he did. Enchanted creature gains lifelink. He'll probably give it to his 7/7 because it's going to give him the most life. Since it deals 7, he'll gain 7. But then he also doubles his life, so he just destroyed me. That's a much stronger late game deck. This is an early game deck, but I didn't draw any of the creatures I'm supposed to get. Like, I'll go into deck manager now. It's fine that I lost. I don't care. It's on the hardest difficulty and all. It happens. But I'll go over what I use in the deck. Essentially, I don't want to go over like all the just really, really strong late game stuff, but like this guy, he's basically, he makes all your zombies less to cast, and he gives all your zombies 2/1. That's really good for only zombie creatures you control. That's including him, because it's not other zombie creatures you control. So essentially, if I was to play it, he would no longer be just a 1/1 for 4, which is really bad. He would actually be 3/2, which is still pretty bad, but then he gives it to every other zombie, so it's really good. Plus, you get all your zombies are less to cast, which is awesome. So I have both of the ones I can have in the deck. You can't actually have any more of them. There are creatures like this guy who's Death Touch, and whenever he attacks, they have to discard a card. And you get a 2/2 black zombie creature token onto the battlefield. So you just keep getting zombies, but you already have creatures to buff up these zombies that he's getting, the tokens. Death Touch basically means whenever you're fighting something, even if you don't have enough power to kill it or anything, it just dies. You can die too if they actually deal like enough damage to kill you, like more than 3 or 3 or more. Sorry. But even if he has, the other guy has 6 toughness here, and I'm only dealing 4, since I Death Touch, we technically have fought. He just dies. So that's essentially what that is. I'll just keep going over it. Skeleton creatures you control, and because you can have like skeletons in the deck and stuff. I don't think there are any in this deck specifically, actually, in this game. But like in real life, if you were to get that, you can make a skeleton zombie deck or something. They all get +1/+1 and a Death Touch. He's a zombie. He buffs himself. It doesn't say. Oh no, yeah, other zombies. So he actually does not get the buff. But he only costs 3 for 2/2. That's a bad price. But then this makes him very strong because he's buffing everyone else. Along with this guy, who I have 2 of, which I've already used this game. And, let's see. Whoops. That's my land. Oh, you can pick how many land you have. I forgot about that. I'd actually change that if I could. I actually will change that. But, essentially, you want as many of these as you can with just 3. They only allow you 3. There's no more in this. Sort by cost is always more efficient in this. Because you want to have, like, here I have 6, basically spells, which are considered, like, instants, sorceries, zombies, everything but land is a spell. You use 6 of them that cost 6 or more in this deck, and I have 7 that cost 1, and I have 8 that cost 2, and I just got a text, and I'm checking it. Hey, sorry for calling you. What? Okay, I'll be here. I'll be on until 3. So I'm gonna go over as much as I can. So essentially, those are the main cards of the deck. Also, you want, like, obviously, Grave Titan's awesome because you get 2/2. So you get 2. So you get. It's hard to describe. You get 2 separate tokens that are both 2/2 black zombie creatures. But then even your tokens are getting buffed, and every time you attack with this guy, you'll keep getting that. And he has Death Touch, and he's a 6/6 for 6. Death Touch 6/6, just for 6 land, is really, really worth it. And then essentially, when he goes onto the battlefield, you get 2/2 black zombie creature tokens, and whenever he attacks, you keep getting 2 more. So it's really, really, really good, but it takes forever to get. Intimidate basically means you need someone of the same color to block him. So if I was to attack with this guy, he would need, like, they would have to have a black creature to block him, but not most decks don't have black, obviously, because there are 5 different colors. So he's really good for that reason, and also he costs 6 for 5/5, which isn't that good. But then whenever a human deals damage to you, destroy it, so it counters the human deck really well, which is good because the human deck essentially is, like, the only deck faster than this one. Or maybe not even faster, just that scales better, I guess. They're both equally fast decks, where they have, like, really low casting cost creatures that can deal a lot of damage early. And then other non-human creatures you control get +1/+1 and have Undying, which is amazing. Essentially, like, let's say you have Grave Titan here, and then he already has Death Touch, or he already has, okay, wait, doesn't even give Death Touch. He would be 7/7 instead. Oh wait, yeah, he would be 7/7 instead, and then when he died, he would come back as an 8/8 because of Undying, and this 1/1 isn't a 1/1 counter, and when Undying comes in, you get a 1/1 counter, so yeah, he would actually be an 8/8, and then when he died, he'd be gone for good after that, but he would come in twice. Now, see, most of them are for zombies. This is just for non-humans. That's why it would work on him, because he's a giant. He's not a zombie, so normally that wouldn't work, but it would still work. I really want this in the deck, because these creatures are really good. I have 2. I already have 1. I think I want the other one in it. Is whenever a creature dealt damage by this guy dies, you gain life, so it's almost like lifelink. But you only gain life equal to their toughness, which is this. So if they only have, like, 1, and you kill him with his 3, you wouldn't get the 3, you'd only get the 1, but that's okay. And what First Strike does is basically means that, so I'm going to put him in now, but see, now I have 2. Basically, First Strike means is that, like, if I'm fighting a 3/2 and my guy's a 3/2, my guy does damage first, and if it kills him, the guy dies, and this guy takes no damage because he attacks first. But if the guy's like a 4/4, I'll do the damage first, but if I don't kill him, he still hits me. So if you have the ability to kill him, you just do, which is awesome. I'm going to get rid of 3 land in this deck because I really want 2 more cards in it, and I feel like I already have enough land for sure. There are a lot of things I could have in this. Like, these guys kind of suck 2 for 2/2, but then you keep buffing your zombies, so it actually works out really well. I really want these cats as well because it essentially cripples people. Are they zombies though? They are. Okay, yeah, I'll put all 3 in it. There. It's a very fast deck now. I just got rid of 4 land, and that's going to be, I guess, part 1 of how to play the game. Woohoo!